Welcome, everyone, to an America East Championship chat. I'm Andy Katz, pleased to be joined by Vermont head coach John Becker. And 7 out of the last 8 years, you've been in this position to be in the championship game, 9th in 12, 6 times since 2017. You've won 14 in a row. You're 12-1 at home. And I think for the 7th straight year, you've got the player of the year, this time in Finn Sullivan. So it just keeps going and going and going. You've got a dynasty up in Burlington. I'm sure it never gets old, but what's your feelings like going into yet another championship Saturday morning in Burlington?
Yeah, no, you're right. It never gets old. It's really exciting, and with our women's team also playing at home in the championship game on Friday night, it's just really exciting times up here in Burlington.
So let's unpack a couple things. First of all, I talked to Finn Sullivan last week. He wasn't one of those names when you say when he come in, okay, yeah, he's going to be player of the year. What transpired there to where he is yet another one of your player of the years?
Yeah, no, I mean he's I told him at the end of last year in the off season that he had the potential to be a player of the year type player, and he's had an incredible year. We've really evolved as the year has gone on. We were 2-7 to start the year with a top 30 non-conference schedule and 8-10 at one point in mid-January, and we made some changes, moved him off the ball, encouraged him to be more of a scorer, and he really embraced that role and did a great job and shot the ball really well and scored the ball really well for us. But the thing with Finn that goes or at least went unrecognized by the year-end awards is I think he's the best defender in the league, and he's really a high-level two-way player, and I think that's where it starts for us and for him with us is on the defensive end, and then when you added in the new role of being the scoring guard, it led to a really good year for him and for us, and ultimately player of the year.
So at the end of the day, top two teams get to the title game. Arguably, I would think the two most talented teams, but this might have been the deepest league, prepping both of you guys to get to this point. How do you think it helped both Vermont and Lowell, come together to this championship game, being at times beat up in a very competitive league?
Yeah, no, it was a really competitive league this year, and a lot of new players, new faces, teams, like all of college basketball, a lot of roster turnover. I thought the coaches in the league did a great job, and for us to go through it and win the league by 3 games, I thought was especially with 7 new players on our roster this year. I thought it was I thought my staff did a really, really good job of navigating league play this year.
And I would also say that, and I think you would agree with me here, that when you look at these two teams, regardless who wins on Saturday, that team legitimately can win the following week.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, Lowell is really talented. I mean, they returned a lot from last year's roster, added some really nice pieces through the portal, and every guy they put in the game can really play, and so they're a dangerous team, and this and with us, we've been there and have an experienced backcourt, which really helps this time of year, and so yeah, I think both teams can be dangerous in March.
All right, so how do you beat them?
I mean, that's a good question. They've scored 80 against us in both games, so I mean, the boring answer is we got to play better defense. But I think offensively, we've got to, as boring as it may sound, I think we've got to be really good on both sides of the ball. But we can't. I don't think we can give up 80 in a championship game.
Well, John, you keep taking this to another level. It keeps continuing to grow. Congrats again, and I think we're gonna have a great game on Saturday.
Yeah, I do too. And thank you, Andy. I really appreciate it.